No, right now. I mean, it's just glasses. I can't even see myself. If my guys coming on web like that, they're gonna hit me up on Instagram. I mean, they're gonna toast me big time.
Well, you're talking now.
I hear myself. I'm on.
Or on.
Hello, everybody. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Friday, July 31st. I almost said March 20th.
You are.
I am mad. I am stuck. Yo, July 31st, 2020. Welcome to the Petty Roast Show. Ferguson, USA, HotTalkRadio.com. I am your host with the roast, Latherial Phillips. What's going on, world? What up, Jamie? Wow, it's Friday. It's rainy outside. It's raining. Okay. Have you guys had trouble getting here? You had trouble getting here, Scott?
Oh, no rain or anything, but it was a nice ride.
You got no rain out there?
I had no rain all the way up.
Okay.
Pretty good.
What up, Bricks? Right on. It's a Friday. You know, it's nothing too much to talk about. Well, there's a lot to talk about. I mean, I'm just gonna make it, kind of short and sweet or whatever, kind of, summarize and everything. Rest in peace, John Lewis, and I forgot the guy's name that passed away yesterday from COVID. I'll find it, but anyway, rest in peace to him, because it's like the COVID is kind of bad. It's like I have no mask. I just took it off. My mask is in my pocket, and I'm away from everybody else, and shoot some topics. Let's talk. While I'm just rambling. But shout out to John Lewis. And speaking of John Lewis, Giselle Maxwell, they opened up a file, the case file. They opened up everything. And and this guy is interesting because there's a lot of names that came out, but it's interesting that you saw Bill Clinton name came up, and Bill Clinton name come up, and ironically he was just giving a eulogy at John Lewis' funeral, and I was looking at him like, why he looking like he want to jump in the casket or something, and this stuff come out, and it's like, hey, man, you might need to move over because I don't want the world to see me because they don't think they understand. I mean, this, man, if all is true, if all these names is on there and everything, and, this list is hot, I mean, 2020 is going to be real interesting, I'm just waiting till New Year's Day so I can yell Jumanji at 11:59. That's all I'm ready to do, just yell Jumanji, and Trump said he was gonna pay us respect. I mean, I think the best respect he can pay is by not showing up. That was the best thing he can do. I mean, you don't want to show up to that. I mean, you can't fist fight the Secret Service. I mean, they're trained, and it's like, you're like, oh, I want to get him. Like, oh, Biggie, let me stab him, let me kick him in the back, hit him with the gat. Like, nah, the Secret Service would do that. You can't just run up on the peoples like that. But if that case file is real or whatever, man, it's gonna be a lot of people out there getting thrown under the bus. I mean, thrown. What up, Ain't Savan? Sil. Oh yeah. Before I start talking, I like to get a shout out to one of the best up and coming roast teams that's gonna come out. They don't got a name yet. That's what I'm waiting for. But right now we're gonna call them the roast room because that's where they're doing that stuff at. It's like the roast room is like Professor X Danger Room. I mean, if you, that's you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I thought it was like we got a phone call. Professor. I mean, it's like the roast room is like Professor X Danger Room. This. I don't know how. I mean, let's just say when you're doing a lot of recreational activities, you forgot how you come up on a lot of stuff, but you're glad that you're there. When I met these particular guys, whatever, it was roasting. roasting. Petty roast. This is the name of the show. Petty roast. So for me to come up with these guys and, roll with them and everything, it's like a divine intervention. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It's like heaven sent. Because these are some vicious ass people. When I say this is what I've been looking for the longest, whatever. So I like to say, check out the Roast Room on YouTube and Instagram. And man, the guys I'm about to mention, Cam, Silva, Coop, Drew, Ahmed, Doobie. I mean, these guys are vicious. These like my new dudes. I mean, they keep me sharp. Hey. Wait a minute. I'm glad you remind me, Auntie. Shout out to my homeboy. Rest in peace. Anthony McAllister. That's what I want to say. This is like kind of, that's what I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about how people help you and everything and not even knowing that, oh yeah, this stuff broadcast there with my dude. I got you, my guy. I got you. How people help you and not knowing that, this guy saved my life one day. He really helped me to the point where if he didn't want to intervene, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys, in this medium I'm talking to you in right now. And it's like, that's dope. He helped me. He caught me. You know what I'm saying? He caught me on some stuff like, hey, no. So I got to give him a big ups. And only thing I can think about the stuff that we used to do, whatever. I don't know. I work in the medical field. I work sometimes in a pharmaceutical place, or I work in a nursing home. But I deal drugs legally. I'm a legalized drug dealer. But in my spare time, as in, kind of inoculating the patients and residents, or filling the stuff out or pushing this way or pushing that way, hey, if you're silly like me, I like to have wheelchair races and stuff, and people pushing. We used to have fat wheelchair races. I mean, we used to go crazy through the hallway, bumping. We'll get a resident that sleep or whatever. Like, Mrs. Johnson, you sleep? Hey, get a wheelchair. Hey, Mr. Terry, you sleep? Get that dude chair. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go up the halls and we just rolling, just doing wild stuff. And this is one of the guys that actually, he's opposite of me. And I say this dude is straight. This dude's straight like bona fide. I mean, hardcore bona fide. I mean, my dude, I used to roast my dude. I told him he looked like, Medea presents James Evans. I used to John on him. I used to get him. I mean, and he was the only one that let me get. I was the only one that he let me get like that. And just straight heat him up. And anybody else other than me, he's ready to throw hands and shells at you. But I was different. Because he knew my heart, he knew where I was coming from, he knew where I was going with it. So it's like, hey man, keep doing what you're doing. Everybody keeps saying keep doing what you're doing, keep it moving and all that. And how you do. But I like to give a shout out and a rest in peace to him. Because, dude, that slapped a little hard than what I thought. I mean, to see your name trend, what I was thinking was, it's crazy. Like, I'm thinking my dude was, sitting back drinking some beer and stuff, smoking a cigarette, watching, TV. Because, just like all of us, we sit back and, post wild stuff on social media. And it's like, he posted something. He was giving a shout out to somebody else, but actually put his name. So when I saw the name come up, I'm thinking, all right, how he tagged himself twice in a post? And I look and I see the comments. I'm like, nah, something happened. Maybe he passed out and fell asleep and he gonna wake up and be like, oh no, this ain't right. You know what I'm saying? No, I messed up, whatever like that. But I don't know what happened, but my dude gone. You know what I'm saying? He was cool as I don't know what, known him 20 some years, and you're gonna be missed, my dude. Because you was straight. So on that note, I'm gonna try to keep the energy going. I'm gonna try to keep the flow moving and everything. I just got off work, so it ain't too much to talk about. I mean, other than the basketball NBA game, first game was yesterday. Lakers beat the Clippers, and I didn't see the game live, but when I was at work, I'm chilling. Like it's 2 a.m. Ain't what's to do but watch TV and look at the Lakers game. I'm looking at the game, and basketball is gonna be real fun without crowd interaction. I mean, you're going to hear everything. You're going to hear stuff that you're not even supposed to hear. This game was pretty funny. All I got to say is Richard Terry, he took advantage of that. That dude is funny. Richard Terry is funny. LeBron is anime. He's like an animation. He's like a human highlight reel, just to the point of where the body language, the gestures, the motions, whatever. I mean, hey, the man is Hollywood. That's why he's with the Lakers so much. But NBA done started. What else? It's nothing too much. I'm trying to think of something positive because I can go into all this other stuff. But the reason why I said about the just saying Maxwell because yesterday opened up a file documents, the closed file sealed documents that was not supposed to be presented until something happened well, we was looking for her. We thought we was gonna find Carmen San Diego before we found her. So it's crazy, that we just bump into her. It's like, oh, we've been looking for you. We need to holler at you. So much stuff going on, and we need to open this up. And when they opened it up, they came up with a whole bunch of names. I remember a lot of names, but I got to give a backstory to it. So maybe next week, I can pop this up and get a backstory to it. Okay, promo break. For us in Ferguson, USA, HotTalkRadio.com. Petty Roast Show, Latherial Phillips. 8 a.m. Fridays, Tuesdays, 10 p.m. You got Kurt Schilling's Extravaganza. 1 p.m. Saturday, you have Ira Folks, Black Chambers of Commerce.
Thursdays at 4:30, we have The Voice of Hope with Lisa Mash and Scott Hartman.
Okay, 4:30 on Thursdays, we have The Voice of Hope. Lisa has come back, and she brought a friend with her, and what's his name again?
Scott Hartman.
Scott Hartman. So we're gonna check out Lisa.
They talk about addiction.
Yeah, I remember you saying that, drug addiction. So not saying that anybody on drugs that need, to come listen to the show, because if you're on
just drugs, it's any addiction.
Any addiction. I mean, okay, you're talking about any addiction.
Sex addiction, whatever. Yeah.
You know what? Is there such thing as sex addiction?
There is, and
so you're saying too much be? You know what? You're right. Too much can be too much.
Well, the need for too much.
You know what? Back in the days, they used to say a white liver. I don't know. This country. White liver. It's like back in the country, down south, they was like, this guy is having sex too much. She having sex too much. They must have a white liver. And I'm 45, and I'm still trying to figure that out right now. What's a white liver?
Because that's absolutely.
You know what? I tell you what. Now that I'm intrigued and interested in, since I brought it up, I will call some people down south and ask, explain it to me in detrimental terms what a white liver is, so I can understand it, so I can better tell the masses, because I look crazy just sitting up here talking about a white liver, and it's like,
I guarantee you nobody knows.
Like, man, have you seen House? And it's like we watch Chicago ER. It's like
there's no white liver.
Well, I've never seen one. I mean, we saw black lungs, but not white liver.
Yeah.
But that's from smoking. So it's like, I'm trying to figure out if you think about white livers. Like, well, did he have a tequila addiction? It's like, was it vodka gin? Because if it was dark, it may have been like he got a brown liver. I mean,
maybe it's Sprite.
I don't know how people come up with stuff they say. You know what? Come think about it. Hey, my mother, she's so Southern. I ain't gonna say country. I'm gonna say Southern. She was so Southern. I mean, the accent just spread out, And the stuff she used to say, it's kind of like, I got one. Yeah, okay. It's okay. It's involving the S word. It's involving, SHIT. All right. Say, for instance, I can ask a off the wall question. I'm young. I'll be like, Mom, can I go up the street to the creek and go swimming, with my friends? And she'll look at me like, not bit more than cat mess. I say mess, but she didn't say mess. She said the S word. So I'm like, what? I guess you're saying no. But it's just the point, like, not bit more than cat mess. Something like, not bit more than cat mess. And it's like, not bit more than cat mess. I know it's no. So I'm not mad at the fact that she telling me no, but I'm mad at the fact she told me no with a configuration. With something I had to do a word problem on. I'm like, not bit more than cat mess. So, I mean, I found myself in a room on a Saturday night, with paper like, how much is a bit of cat mess? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you got a bit of cat mess, now a bit more. So if the cat mess is right here, now a bit more meaning. Okay, so I did come into the room like the next day. I figured it out. What you just saying. Okay, so if you tell me now a bit more than cat mess, and you already got cat mess apparently. You already got cat mess. So it's like now a bit more. So don't give no more then. Okay, I won't get no more. The thing is, since we got the cat mess right there, the bit part right there, can I go swimming? It's like, bottom line, can I go swimming? Not a bit more than cat mess. It's like, is my answer right though? Nah, it's not right. Then come to find out, the answer, she didn't give me the answer, but it was more like, the answer, basically was like, I said, because I say so. Okay. So, why didn't you just tell me you want to say some cool, slick stuff just to tell me no, so I can understand it? You know what I'm saying? Like my friend Jason just clicked in and stuff. His mom stayed next door to us, and it's kind of like these ladies had lingo. These ladies had lingo. I remember he asked a question for us like, "Hey, can I go with Lavelle?" No, not so much can I go with Lavelle, but can me and Lavelle go with what's name? Your mind? And she'd be like, if Skippy was a punk, I'll let you. And I'm like, what? What is she saying, man? It's like, if Skippy was a punk, I'll let you. So he's like, Skippy was a punk, I'll let you. Okay, now this was a deep one. This was a good one. So I'm like, if Skippy was a punk, I'll let you. First of all, who is Skippy? You know what I'm saying? Who is Skippy? Is Skippy some type of fighter or something? Skippy is like a trained martial artist, MMA, competitor. I'm like, who is Skippy? We know. I need to know who Skippy was. We need to know the origin of Skippy. I know it ain't peanut butter. I know, it's nothing like that. There's got to be some guy named Skippy. We trying to figure out who is Skippy. And I'm like, I asked the obvious question. I'm like, excuse me, Miss Love. I'm like, well, okay, ma'am, who is Skippy? She's like, Skippy ain't no punk. Apparently not. Then I figured she's saying no. It was like, okay, but who is Skippy? Like, Skippy ain't no punk. Now we figure out how tough Skippy is. Maybe we'll come out to the conclusion of how she's saying no. Because she's like, well, Skippy is a punk. If I let him like that, we're like, all right, well, we ain't talking about the peanut butter, are we? I mean, if you're talking about the peanut butter, it's like, that peanut butter ain't no punk. You're right. That peanut butter is good. It's good. So, are we talking about peanut butter? She was like, look, Skip, y'all can go if Skippy was a punk. And go on by our business. And it's like, if Skippy was a punk. We're sitting on the porch trying to figure out, like, what the hell just happened? He's like, I don't know, man. It's like, but you're going to get me in trouble. You keep asking questions. It's just like, hey, so I go back. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to ask my mama. You know what I'm saying? Because she the one that told me not bit more than cat mess. So I'm like, all right, well, is your story conclusive with Skippy? Did Skippy have the cat? Or do you know if Skippy had, do you know that this not bit more than cat mess, who was the owner of this cat? You know what I'm saying? By any chance was his name Skippy? Now, if his name is Skippy, it's like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? It makes sense now. It's like, we shouldn't be at the same place at the same time. This is against the laws of physics. It's like, two positives don't attract, but two negatives will. And it's like, wow, life and science makes sense. And, we just sat down and started playing Nintendo, and we left it alone. But old school lingo, speaking about other people, whatever, is the most funniest thing. And it's like just to listen to a Southern person just talk and just tell you some slick stuff. Some slick stuff like, I can come up to a Southern person. My cousins, I got a lot of cousins that are Southern. I mean, when I say Southern, they make the Southern. They make the South. One particular cousin, we was like, hey man, I just got through doing this and doing that, and this happened. Whether it's good or bad, he might say, well, cut my legs and call me shorty. Or cut my head, Ichabod Crane. It might say some wild off, stuff that I've never heard before. It's like, it's smart. It's well thought of. That what makes it so cool. And it's like, actually, as I'm talking, it's like you get more respect to the South because, a lot of people come from the, a lot of people up north, they got, a lot of people got talent everywhere. But it's like the South or that little area, it's like a different type of talent. It's like I don't know, we're getting, okay, let's just say if the South was a bowl, everything from the East Coast and the Midwest and the Northwest and the Northwest and the can't do South. We can't do Southwest because that's like the scrapings on the stove. It's like all the stuff that boiled over, whatever like that. So you might, if you could savor some of it like that, get it, but you might have to toss the rest of the way. But all that stuff just fill into a bowl and getting stirred around, and it's like the South, including Missouri. Missouri, especially Missouri. I mean, Missouri is it's like, this says the gate, St. Louis the gateway to the West, and I'm like, all right, well, why can't it be the gateway to the East then? I mean, okay, look, if I was never from Missouri and I was coming from the East Coast and I see St. Louis, Missouri, I see the waterfront, it's like, okay, the St. Louis Arch is the gateway to the West, right? That's the arch. Gateway to the West. So, do I walk underneath the arch and get teleported, or I just keep following that path towards the arch? I mean, away from the arch. Now, I get to my destination, and I'm like, I don't know about this place. It don't seem right to me. I want to go back home. Then it's like, I get to St. Louis again. I get to the arch. Then it's like, why ain't the gateway to the East? It's like a one-sided portal. It's like, oh, you can't go back. Where you from? Brooklyn. Oh, you can't go back.
It's like the Hotel California.
I keep playing that song all the time, man. And it's like I'm playing it on Guitar Heroes. I'm trying to get my kid to play it or whatever. And it's like, Hotel. I didn't understand that song. I'm actually getting a grip of it. I'm like, wow. That's a messed up song. And it's like, but you would never know because the music is so tight and the words, how he's singing it, he don't sound ominous. It's like he's singing it to the point where, hey, it is what it is. It's like you come here, you check in, you ain't checking out. And it's like the hotel speaks for itself. I'd rather stay at the hotel with The Shining compared to what I'm hearing on the song. I mean, that's a big saying. You know, you seen The Shining. You can be walking. You don't even got to ride a big wheel through the hallway, whatever. You can come out your room one night and be walking down the hallway, tired, yawning, whatever. You're like, hey, I'm going to go outside, smoke a cigarette. You walk around the corner. You see two little girls in dresses dressed alike, like, hey, we're waiting for you. We want to play. And I'm like, play what? Girls, it's 2:30 in the morning. Y'all better go to bed or something like that. You know, I mean, it's kind of weird. I mean, I don't want to do stereotypical, but hey, black scary movies and white scary movies, when you think about that, how the reactions of it is funny. Like, I don't think Hollywood put a real infliction on how blacks might react off of, you know, scary situations. I mean, we gotta look into real life. Like, if they made another Jason movie and they got somebody like, okay, let's say Friday the 13th, Jason comes from the north side. And you see how, and it's like, it's Jason. I mean, Jason got many movies and many bodies, but it's the same time, a different reaction. You know, you sit on the porch chilling, whatever, with your homies and stuff, and y'all just kicking it. And next thing you know, you see somebody come down the street. First you hear the noise that it's like, hey man, check your phone. Like, ain't my phone. You know, I thought it was yours. It's like, nah. Like, what's going on? What's going on? And you see Jason standing in the middle of the street. You see him standing at the, let's say you see him standing at West Florissant and Linton. you see Jason standing at the edge of West Florissant and Linton with a knife, with a big machete. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of explicit said, but to get to the bottom point, oh nah, we don't know what's up with that dude. Man, hey, you got that stuff on you? Yeah, I got that thing. Hey, he take another step, man. I promise you, whatever like that. And Jason take another step. They let off on him. Jason goes down. Man, we gotta get up out of here. Now, that's where the movie ends, in my knowledge, because in real life, if you know, sometimes if it ain't, you know, if you shoot somebody, your reaction is to run. I don't care who you are, or stand there, or try to move away, whatever like that. But this is a scary movie. We're gonna say this: a scary movie. You see somebody come after you. If you ain't got no bomb, grenades, no car, no truck, or something like that to run them over, blow them up, whatever, you're gonna shoot them, and you know you're gonna get away. You're gonna skedaddle, and when you skedaddle, in my opinion, the credit should be coming down, and it'd be like, okay, there was that guy that shot him. That was that guy that gave him the gun. That was that guy that did this. Okay, you know this man. He played Jason Voorhees. That's Jason Voorhees. It should be a part 2 after that. Well, a lot of them, and Michael Myers is like that too. I didn't like Michael Myers for a long time because I can't understand. You got shot. You got stabbed. They try to blow you up. I think they hung him. They try to drown him, and they're like, well, okay, he's mentally challenged. So I'm like, what type of strength do he have to be mentally challenged and have all those physical capabilities? That's crazy. But it makes me think like it's more to it, because Jason got drowned as a child and he grew up underwater. How is that possible? Now it makes me thinking like two things. Like, he might be a catfish. Crystal Lake, he might be a cat. I mean, he drowns as a child, 12 years old as a child, and he goes underwater and he don't come back up to a grown person. From what the story was saying, right, Scott? I mean,
I've never watched it.
You never watched Friday the 13th?
No need to.
Oh,
scary enough.
My gosh, yo.
The world is scary enough.
You need to watch Friday the 13th, man. Oh my gosh, man. I'm about to walk off my own show. It's like, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back next Friday. Oh my God, I am so outdone. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I'm going to give you the interesting story of the background. Okay, Friday the 13th, the first one, Jason died at Crystal Lake as a child at 12 years old. So his mother's distraught because, the counselors didn't do nothing. So she was going around killing the camp counselors. It was her. Everybody thought it was Jason at first, but it was the camp counselor. It was his mother.
Right.
Then they end up killing the mother. But Jason comes out of nowhere. So that right there makes you think okay, what was Jason doing all this time? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, did she actually drown? Did she actually save him? I mean, because he drowned. So that's where a backstory should come in. Type stuff like, all right, well, was his mother into the supernatural? Was she into the occult? It's like, was she a witch? Was she into Wicca? A lot of stuff. Make you when you actually want to do movies and write, and it's like you actually see stuff different. It's like the franchise of Friday the 13th is one of the greatest franchises of all time.
Right.
But if you're
that and Halloween.
Right, that and Halloween. And that goes to the point where both of the stories of these people are children. Whereas in Jason drowned as a child, and Michael Myers killed most of the people in his family until they took him away. And he grew up into this. I mean, and I actually got an idea of it because that's what I was saying. When people see stuff and make their impression about it, that's what I was about to go into. I'm glad you said Halloween, because the Rob Zombie version of Halloween is like the best version of his story. It's his best version because Rob Zombie was like, because the original Halloween was he killed his family, most of his family, and we're gonna get him out of here. Then years later, he started coming this and doing that. But that was the 70s, and that's how the writing. But back then, it was dope. But Rob Zombie, today's writing, back then, it'd have been too much. They wouldn't be able to handle that. So it's like Rob Zombie not only saw him coming out the house, getting locked up in the jail, they saw him going down the road in the little bus or whatever. They saw him going inside the hospital, getting checked in, all this stuff. It's a background, it's an origin to it. So whereas in how did he become the monster that he is? And you saw that one, right?
No.
That's the one you go home and watch today.
I'll tell you what. The horror stories I like are the original Fly. You've never seen the original?
I saw the original Fly with
Vincent Price. Yeah.
Yeah. Help me.
Exactly. The Blob, the things they show on Svengoolie on Saturday night.
Right, the Three Stooges. You be on that stuff too? Okay, right. That's why.
That's my type of horror.
There you go. We on the same stuff, my guy. I'm at home on Saturdays at 5 anyway. I'm like, hey, I'm trying to get these clips. It's like, look, it's Saturday. Y'all can do everything you guys want to do. I don't care. Tear the house up. Just be cool. I don't care. Because it's just like Svengoolie, that show, Channel 24. Svengoolie is like Channel 11. It's like, but the difference is in backwards, because before the Three Stooges came on, you had these shows called Saturday Night Shocker. Yeah, Saturday Night Tales from the Dark Side.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the Crypt. Tales from the Crypt was, wow. That would give you that.
I always liked Elvira before.
She was, Elvira. Yeah, I mean, there's only a few reasons like Elvira, but as far as in the movies that came behind Elvira, I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna watch it just to see her again. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and sit. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sit through it again. I'm gonna sit through this movie just to see, and she'll come back on, and she'll be like, "Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming back to the Blob and everything. Enjoy." And it's like. We go to the Blob. You remember the movie called The Stuff?
Oh, yeah.
See, man, I'm old. I like old school movies.
See, that's what I'm saying. They don't make things like the old school stuff, man.
Wait a minute, it was a movie. I can't think of that movie.
Soylent Green, I guess, was sort of like The Stuff.
Oh, guess what, man? The first actual scary movie I can remember seeing, and it kind of freaked me out.
Okay.
My mother my mother and my Aunt Jerry took me and my cousin Julius to the drive-in on 367 when they had the big drive-in with everything. And I remember this stuff. It was almost late 70s type stuff. Late 70s. One of the scariest movies I saw. I'm going to tell you the two scariest movies that hit me.
What's that?
First one, introduced me to scary movies. Introduced me. Phantasm.
Okay.
I saw a Phantasm at the drive-in. And I didn't know what this... all thing I knew was a tall, Caucasian man, throwing a ball. This metal with knives just flying out of it, and the ball hit you in the forehead, and it started drilling this yellow gooey stuff. Back then, when they didn't make blood. It's like the fluids or something made it more gross. It's like, and just sitting there sucking it up or whatever. But this particular movie was like the all-time scariest movie in the world to me. But as I got older, it's like one of the all-time funniest movies. I don't know if you're I'm getting ready to say. I'm gonna give you a timeline because it's so wild. It was 83. It was August. My mother was having a baby shower. It was end of August, basically. She was having a baby shower, and my Uncle Charles was there, and he was the only guy there. Even my sister's father, he was like, yeah, I'm going to come through. I'm going to drop some gifts off. And y'all go ahead and do y'all thing. I'm going to go. You know what I'm saying? That gave him time to go. It's Saturday. It's giving him time to go to the park and drink with his fellas and stuff. You know? Right. I'm like, hey, that's what's up. You have your thing. Everybody good? Okay, I'm gone. I'll be back in some hours. And that's the best time. There was no pages, no cell phones. So it's like, hey. That's why people like, they coming. If not, they not. So.
I was in Turkey around that time.
Ooh. Obi-Wan with the Midnight Express.
That was a good one too.
And if you I hope you was with Jim Cornette.
Now, one of them that I remember that was sort of a series of movies was called The 10 Little Indians.
I heard that.
They would always have 10 people in a house or some setting, and they would die one by one.
Wow.
That was it. That was a good series.
I gotta look that up.
10 Little Indians. Yep.
So. My mother was like, hey, because he's sitting around, just talking stuff to the other ladies and stuff. And my Aunt Maxine, rest her soul at the time, she was getting mad. She looked like the Aretha Franklin, and she was kind of thick and stout. And my uncle was about my size, but a little, chunkier. She's gonna let him have it, like, Charles, why don't you, chill out and relax, and yeah, I'm okay. And this is how my Uncle Charles talk. Oh, I got a few minutes. So he talk like this. Yeah, I got like that. So my mother trying to save his life. Like, hey, why don't you take Lavelle to the movies or something like that? Go, take your nephew to the movies. And me and my Uncle Charles was good going back to the movies, back in the days. But he got married and he kind of whatever. So I ain't took him to the movies in a long time. And he was like, yeah, I want to see this movie. I want to see anyway. We go to Halls Ferry 14. Get to Halls Ferry 14, and I'm not tripping off the tickets he buy. He's like, let me get two for yeah. That's all I hear. Yeah. So I'm like, all right. So I go in there. We get popcorn and everything. Get sodas, and I play a video. I play a video game, pinball game or two, whatever. And video game. Matter of fact, I was playing Street Fighter, not Street Fighter 2, the original Street Fighter, when Ryu had to fight Joe. So I'm just giving my fans that's listening the demographic background. I'm talking to my nerds though. So he like, come on, let's go. So we go into the movie theater. Now this is where it tricks you at, because back then at the movies they would either play cartoons or short films.
Yeah.
Now this particular movie had Bugs Bunny in the beginning. Then they flipped it to the Three Stooges. So I'm thinking like, oh, okay, whatever. This movie cool. All right, good. Movie come on, lights go off, whatever. And they show this guy in the woods. His gal get killed, and he's running. And the camera action made it so scary. Go ahead and tell you the movie, Evil Dead. That was like the wildest movie in the world to me because it was the camera. It wasn't the actual stuff. It's just the situation. Like you running, it's like you running from somebody. You looking back and you shut the door and you running and the door busts open and you're running. You shut another door and you keep running and you see that door bust open. It's like the camera's the monster and it's chasing you like ah. Then when you fall down, that's when Bruce Campbell, one of my greatest filmmakers or whatever, other than Stephen King and a lot of other people, just break out with this monster like rah, 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 and people like I mean, I got so scared. I mean, I was already screaming in the beginning. Each time she busts through the door, I'm like ah. I mean, and when she bust through the door and got him, you seen the movie, right?
Which
Evil Dead.
No.
Wow. Okay.
I told you, man.
I'm gonna send you a list.
I'm Lon Chaney.
I'm gonna send you a list. I gotta send you a list. So when she bust up in his face and was like, and well, I can tell you, Bruce Campbell did Xena Princess Warrior. He did the movie Drag Me to Hell. He did Drag Me. You gotta watch Drag Me to Hell. But Xena Princess Warrior, matter of fact, he was Ares in Xena, and I guess if you see the monsters they had, and they be, I mean, that's made for TV. Imagine this is like a rated R movie. So when that monster came like close up and like in real person, like real FaceTime, like and they showed the guy like I mean, I threw my popcorn and soda at the screen, and I ran up the aisle like a bug, like the same Bugs Bunny movie I just got through seeing with that red monster with the heart-shaped head. I was like, I'm waving my arms and everything. And it's like when I ran out, the whole movie theater started laughing at me.
I bet they did.
Man, I sat out there in the lobby. I was sitting in a chair, and I was like, well, he did give me some change. I got like 7 quarters. I'm like, okay, I'm going to play a video game. And I mean, I'm trying to play, but I got 7 quarters, and I just ran out the beginning of the movie. I'm going to be sitting out there a long time. So I even asked the usher, like, can I go back in? Like, nah. My manager told me I have to let you back in. I'm like, why? He's like, my uncle down there. He's like, yeah, we know. He's like, we know. Matter of fact, your uncle told the manager not to let you back in. Like, yeah, matter of fact, your Uncle Charles told the manager, like, hey, don't bring him back this way like that, I got to tell his mama. Then, it's like, I'm going to tell his mama. Wait a minute. So I'm sitting out the whole time to the lobby, and, people come out, use the bathroom, or get some popcorn, get some soda. Like, hey, that's that kid that ran out screaming and everything. I'm like, whoa, God, wow.
And that's how you got to love it.
Right. So my uncle came, wait a minute, more to it. When my uncle came out, he was like, yeah. How you gonna run out the movie theater screaming like that? You know what I'm saying? Oh boy. He laughed like he. Oh boy. He said, oh man, I can't wait to get to the house like that. And I'm mad already. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I can't wait to get to the house either. I'm gonna tell her that you took me to see that movie. And he's like, he thought about it. He's like, well, you know what? Then you ain't gotta say nothing about it like that. Like, nah, I'm gonna tell her. So I'm like, take me home now. You know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, because my Aunt Maxine, you can't do nothing to me wrong. My Aunt Maxine was ready to get him for anything. She was waiting for a reason to jump on him, and especially for like anything with me and my little sister. Well, he liked my little sister, but he used to rouse me. Like little
pranks and stuff. That's why I'm the way I am now, because of my Uncle Charles. and a couple other family members, really him.
Yeah.
So shout out to that movie was scary. I mean, that was like the 2 scariest movie, the Phantasm and Evil Dead. I mean, the stuff just went nutty. I mean, it's just.
I think my most scary movie was, I think it was called The Babysitter. And it was about this babysitter who, she had a caller from inside the own house that he was a stalker, and I think he said something like, do you know where the children are? And that was the theme through the whole movie.
Wow.
And I was about 12, so I was doing a little bit of babysitting myself.
You ever heard of Baby Oopsie Daisy? I couldn't figure out why I was hearing this name. It's like, I remember the name from somewhere. It's like, say for instance, you hear your childhood stories, like if somebody was talking to you about Baba Yaga, it's like, and you 7, 8 years old, you don't hear this story no more until when you're grown up or whatever. Like, I heard that before, Baba Yaga. Oh yeah,
she's real, or they're real, So, and it's like this particular baby Oopsie Daisy. I used to hear this baby name all the time. I saw the baby. Matter of fact, I saw the baby before I knew the baby's name. It was like a little bitty baby. It looked like the movie It's Alive, but smaller. You ever saw the movie It's Alive?
I don't think so. I'm a very...
I'm throwing, oh my goodness. And these movies back from, okay, I'm just going to send you the list. But the jump back and forth, the movie It's Alive was about these babies being born in a hospital doing some type of nuclear reaction, some type of chemical got in the air, whereas in these women was giving birth to monstrous babies. I mean, monstrous babies. I said monstrous. That sounded better too. But monstrous babies were okay. I can just say this: in the beginning of the movie, It's Alive. The woman gave birth. You know how the baby cried like, wah. This baby, wah. Oh, you never forget that note. Wah.
Like
wah. It sounded like a lynx. Some type of wildcat, a bobcat or something. It's like, wah, 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 wah. And the baby shot straight out and started killing everybody.
Hold on just a second. I'm going to get a picture up for you.
Okay.
Let's do this. You can keep talking.
Oh, there you go. That's him. That's that cat right there. That's him.
Hold on.
So, the movie about the baby shot straight out the womb and killed every doctor and nurse in the office and killed people walking out the door, out the delivery room in the hallway. So it's like people the ones he didn't kill were standing there like hollering, screaming, and dramatic, like they don't know what's going on. And this monster baby just started going on a tear. So this monster baby looked like baby Oopsie Daisy. Now Oopsie Daisy is different. It's like you got this monster face, but it's like imagine a little baby just walking up to you and just telling you to do stuff to yourself. And it's like, what? Who's you, kid?
You gotta do it.
And it's foul and vulgar, too. And it say a little
wild stuff. And I was trying to figure out who is this baby. Because I didn't want kids after that. I was like, man, I don't want to have no child. I don't want to be no father. I'm like, no. Just for that reason. And there you go. Foul baby Oopsie Daisy. Man. This little kid is, I don't know what he is, but it's one of those horror movies. So you're telling me, just to get off, not to get off, but you know, stay on type of topic. But you're telling me, Halloween. What do you don't be watching scary movies on Halloween?
I never watched Halloween.
No, I said, do you watch scary movies on Halloween?
On Halloween? No, I don't watch them on a normal basis.
Well,
I don't watch them on Halloween.
I mean, I'm like, you know, let's say in the profession I'm in, if I'm off on Halloween, it's like one of the best things in the world because like I don't have to go nowhere. It's like if like now I got kids, so I really gotta get back at the house now. I'm like, oh man, I need to get my old candy bag. But you can't go trick or treating right now unless you just ride by and let people throw candy at you at the door. Like, well, these Snickers.
That's what I was thinking. The kids could stay home and we could do a parade.
Right. It's like basically, you're thinking like I'm thinking. Kids will sit outside on the front, like with their costumes on and a little lawn chair and just chilling, holding their bag up. Cars will drive around and just throw candy at them. But you don't want to get caught. But it's kind of like, it's the same as going to the house. But if you're in a nice neighborhood, if you're in a nice neighborhood and, you know, everybody's cordial, that's like one of the best ideas, you know. Get the kids, they still can dress up or take pictures and everything and do stuff around the house. Well, I don't know what's going to happen in October, but if, let's say, for instance, we get a break or whatever, Hey, stuff might. I think we will because in 3 days after that is election. So I think something's gonna happen. Like, you know what? We found something that's gonna make us be cool because to do a mail-in vote, you might. It's basically saying, look, if you give me $3, I guarantee
I'm gonna give you 300 back when I win at the casino. Like, okay, how you figure that? What's your probability? I can't tell you that. I just give me $3. Okay, and what happens if you lose? I give you $3 back. Okay, a week later, hey, where's my money? He's like, oh man, I didn't win. You know what I'm saying? Well, give him my $3. He's like, I ain't got that neither. I don't even have that neither. I mean, it ain't nothing personal. I mean, I'm not trying to play you. Jason, what up? Okay, again, another promo cut. Ferguson USA, HotTalkRadio.com, Petty Roast Show, host with the roast with the host, Latherial Phillips. Tuesdays, Kurt Schilling Extravaganza. Thursday, Lisa. You gotta write that show down for me.
Lisa Nash and Scott Hartman with A Voice of Hope.
Lisa Nash and Scott Hartman with The Voice of Hope. The show just came on. I think he wanted me to drill it in right then and there. Like, you gotta learn it right now. You're on the air. And Saturdays, Ira folks, Black Chambers of Commerce.
We also have MC Robinson on Saturdays at 5 p.m. Doing Guess Who's Coming to Kansas City. And that's basically just recorded from a feed from Kansas City.
Okay, we got that there. And I don't know. Okay, I mean, I'm like, all right. Shout out to them, and okay, but Ferguson, we're about to move forward, and before election season, hopefully we can be inside the offices and talking to some of these politicians and see what's going on in their mind and how they move with the campaign, because everybody's up for election, and I don't want them
By the way, get out and vote on Tuesday.
Okay, Tuesday. Okay, what he said? Get out and vote on Tuesday. That's all. What primary? I mean, what?
It was pushed back from April. I think we're voting on people like things like Amendment 2, which you need to look up.
Mm-hmm.
People like Lieutenant Governor. Take a look at your local chambers. Not chamber, but the government postings.
Okay.
So
right. Okay, right.
Mo and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, check that out, and it is 9:08. I'm gonna try to go for like 5 more minutes. Again, mad shout out to the roast room. These guys then put me on some stuff that we're actually in a position. They put me. They brought me along, and it's like, that's what's up. I'm roasting guys from Petty Roast. Shout out to Boo Capone. Shout out to Brent Taylor. Really shout out to Brandon Lewis. You really used my name up or whatever like that. With that grappling hook side tooth. You got me. You know what I'm saying? But everybody, shout out to Conceited, supposed to be on here later on this week, sometime this weekend. We're I don't know how it happened, but like I said earlier in the show, divine intervention. It was heaven sent. Shout out to my guy Cam. Shout out to Doobie. Shout out to Coop. Shout out to Silver. Shout out to Drew. Shout out to Ahmed. Shout out to everybody from the Roast Room. Check these guys out on YouTube and Instagram called Roast Room. I'm on there a couple episodes and everything. I try to share it. So I'm gonna still broadcast it. It's still gonna do what it do, but they got more shows coming on, and they invite me to more shows. And on that note, I gotta give them a shout out or whatever. Hopefully, you know, they might be asleep because they are in different parts of the nation. You know, some in California, some in North Carolina, some. I think some sitting up in Subway restaurant. I don't know which one. I don't know if it's Silver or Doobie, but they're located at many locations throughout the United States. That was my shout out to them. They're gonna get me later. But before I go again, thank you for tuning in to the Petty Roast Show, Ferguson USA Hot Talk Radio.com. I've been gone for 2 weeks or whatever. I had to get myself together. I had to do my own mental health check. Sometimes, you know, you want to talk to people, you know, spit your stuff out, but, you know, sometimes you might be a little embarrassed and you don't want to put your stuff on the streets or on the block or on social media. So you just be like, you try to suck it up, but sometimes sucking it up will dry you up, you know, to the point where you're done. We're not done, but, you know, you need to get right. You need some water, you know, to get rejuvenated. You need some alien water sounds in your life. That reminds me of that lady that Trump got that told me not to wear the COVID mask because the aliens that made a vaccine. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, before I go,
I'm not going unless.
No, I'm not gonna knock it. I mean, I can see myself right now with a nice mason glass of alien water signs with ice. You know, just sitting back. I mean, how refreshing to that sound. I mean, but just last week, the Pentagon was like, "Hey, you know what? Forget it. We're gonna go ahead and just tell you about the alien. It is aliens here. I mean, come on. I mean,
they've been telling us all year.
They've been telling us like, no, it was gas balloons. It was a blimp. We're shooting right. Look, come on. And I know they probably got a phone call like, you need to tell them about us, so we're gonna say it ourselves. All right, okay. So, you know, we gotta ease it in because you know the people are kind of. That's enough. We don't want to hear that. I know you seen this movie. I know you seen Godzilla movies when he was fighting King Ghidorah. Okay, they talking like those guys from Planet X. Yeah. You have failed to comply. We have released the Monster Zero.
I wonder how that sounded in Japanese.
Man. You know what? It's been more like if back then, if you'd have watched it in Japanese, dubbed, it'd have been like you have to have action. You know what I'm saying? You have to have action. If we're Americans, if me and you was like, you know, service going to watch those movies at the time, and I'm sitting up there like, all right, man, I'm gonna check this movie out. Like, all right, I'm gonna check the movie. You know, we sitting up there listening to it in Japanese. We're gonna look at each other like, man, but they better have action. Yeah. It better have action. It's like, and they're talking. It's like, okay, I can try to figure it out, and that's the mystique of it. It's like I don't know what they're saying, but you might can get a linguistic dialogue of it. It's like if you listen, you be like, okay, she said she can't date you because the monster is coming, and you know, ain't no sense to buy no ring.
I always loved the Mothra movies where they had the two cute little girls coming out of the show and singing at them.
Hey, you know what? I told a guy a joke that like that the other day before I go. I told him, I said, only way he can go to sleep if he had two little Asian women in a cage sing to him. I mean, I told him he was shaped like Baby Godzilla. Yeah. Okay. On that note, it's 9:14. The Petty Roast Show. We're about to cut off and everything. You guys, I see you next week. I apologize for taking this break, but just for me to get back to this moment, to do this for you guys, I needed that break. So I thank you for still following and looking out for me and paying attention. Again, shout out to the Roast Room. I appreciate you guys for putting me on. You know, thank you. I got you. You know, we're about to do more little stuff. We're about to do big things. Big things popping, little things stopping. Sound like because we're MVPs, you know. Alrighty, we're about to move on out and everything. I'm about to go get a haircut and shave the stuff off my face because, you know, these same guys in the Roast Room. I'm not old, but they told me I graduated with a Harriet Tubman and had a fist fight with Benjamin Banneker. You know.
Can't you take a roast?
I can take a roast, but I wasn't expecting that roast. And it's like that was my first old joke. So now I'm official in. So To these guys again, Roast Room, I appreciate you dudes for giving me that love and shout out. Hey, I'll talk to you later. I was looking at stuff and everybody checking back at everybody. I'll talk to you guys later. Love, peace, bless. You be safe out there. Wear your mask, wash your hands, stay out of trouble. Don't do nothing crazy. It's the 31st. August is coming. It's almost over. We're about to get to the fall. Maybe the fall clean it up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the fall, when all the leaves are brown, 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 and the sky is gray. Well, I'm gone, you guys. This shirt. Okay. Anyway, I'm gone, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Ferguson, USA, HotTalkRadio.com. Petty Roast Show. I am your host, Latherial Phillips. Thank you and good morning. Or good night. All right.